So belief to me is to believe in myself. And if you believe in yourself, then others believe in you. And that's always been the foundation of how I've achieved success. Well, Alaska being the last frontier, right? And growing up watching ski movies, the guys and girls would always go to Alaska to ski first descents all over the place. And it's that place where the mountains meet the ocean, but yet there's snow right down to the ocean, and it's really sticky. It sticks to steep faces. Avi conditions are usually a lot better, and you just get like the snow sticks to the steeper terrain than anywhere else in the world. And so that was always like the draw. I wanted to go to Alaska to ski some of the steepest, craziest terrain in the world and ski first descents. And that was my driving force. It's such a novelty thing, a first descent. It's like, well, who really cares? Like, if you're skiing it for the first time, then it's a first to you descent. But for some reason, it has this, like, it romanticizes it just a little bit more. Like, nobody's ever skied this mountain or this face. You know, I always had this dream of doing that. And then my first few trips to Alaska, I was in an area that had been heavily skied by free skiers, and we weren't hitting any first descents. And then it was the first time that we got to go to a zone where no free skiers had ever been before. Nobody doing what we were doing had ever been to before. And I just remember that feeling that I got from that it's like that feeling of exploration and adventure. And I think as humans, we all like long for a little bit of exploration and adventure. And that's really what a first descent's all about. It's like you're exploring the mountains to find this mountain that's never been skied before, and then you're laying tracks down for the first time. The NorthFace is actually like a portion of a mountain, like just a face of a bigger picture mountain. And that bigger picture mountain we had seen on a trip 10 years prior, but we never got an opportunity to ski that one face. Fast forward 10 years, we decided to make it a little extra challenge to do it all via foot power. So skip the helicopter. I love that extra challenge. Camping out there, living there, being in the elements, studying the face day in and day out. And it wasn't until we were there camping that the line that I eventually skied on, that we called the GnarWall, started to stick out to me. Now, I saw the line, and I wasn't necessarily sold on whether or not I wanted to be the one who would ski it. But there was three of us on that trip, and so I definitely thought that one of us should. I was really hoping that one of the other guys would, because it was scaring me to look at. So the best way that we saw to get up it was to go to the left. There was kind of a chute to go up. The east is where the sun rises. So you're getting morning light on that face. Like that's the only time of day you're getting light on that face. And to do what we do, you have to ski when the light's on it. Otherwise, as a skier, the terrain has no definition and it just doesn't look good on camera. That morning we had gone out to try and hit some other lines and got kind of rejected by some cloud layers. So we didn't get the light we wanted. We came back to camp, realized, all right, we're gonna get that light window on the NorthFace. So now's the time, let's go for it. Naturally, when we climbed up the chute, we had to get over the Bergschrund, which the Bergschrund is where the glacier meets the bottom of the steep mountain, and it's always kind of pulling away from the mountain, creating this big crevasse crack. And so we had to put each other on rope to get over that in case anyone fell. We're near the top, we're on that hanging knoll part, and sure enough, we're like nipple deep in snow, wallowing, digging, trying to get through it, and all the while we're concerned that the snow is heating up because the sun's getting higher in the sky, and we're just worried that we're in this huge fat pocket at the top of the face. So, you know, all of a sudden the hairs on the back of the neck are up, and, you know, we're just trying to get to the top as quick as we can.
Barbie's 100, Mac, call your drop.
3, 2, 1, dropping. Your brain turns off.
Dude, this is the line of the trip right here.
All those thoughts that you were just having, they're gone. And that's the beautiful thing. The really beautiful thing about doing this stuff, and I think why I love it so much, is because it's hard in life to live 100% in the moment. And it starts to become this reactionary thing. But you also do have like those cues in your mind that like, okay, I'm at this point, like, you know, so dropping in is like, I had to cross all these runnel spines. Runnel spines are like these really steep, quite deep spines, and I basically have to hop across them. And if I get like hung up in one and fall, like everywhere below there is no fall zone. All right, now I've got a straight line through this little crux, and then I've got to figure out how to dump speed before I hit my big cliff. That's where things almost go wrong. Because I'm in this like runnel where slough had been pouring through, there was like a layer of crust on the snow surface there. And so as I tried to jam my one turn, I got all hung up in the crust and I almost lost it right there, which would have been another horrible spot to fall. And I basically went off the cliff on one foot. Just remember skiing out the bottom, just being like that's the feeling you search for. Our primal selves, when things were constantly trying to eat us and attack us and kill us, we had that all the time. And I think like in our modern society where everything's like comfortable and safe, we still kind of long for that feeling of like being put out there and like almost not making it.